Good morning in 8 minutes, and we are getting you ready to get out the door with your first alert forecast.
Yeah, Heather is here with the latest on how much more rain is headed our way.
I know we're over it, but here's what we're looking at. That scattered rain and storms for today. Again, the front for tomorrow. I mean, some of you will go ahead and start ticking up to that 1/4 to a 1/2 inch in today's rainfall, but we'll really spread out more of that 1/2 inch to an inch of total rainfall by the end of the day tomorrow, by the end of that front, if that helps. In the first alert forecast where you live, that does mean some in the valley can range from 1/2 inch to an inch plus. I'm seeing a couple of those higher amounts right here dotted along the mountains and the foothills around Sevier County, for example. A couple of those heavier spots right there in parts of North Knox County. So you'll have some differences even around town, like a 1/4 of an inch Clinton and Wartburg, but 7/10 Deer Lodge and 1/2 inch Oneida to an inch plus at the Scott line. Inch plus in spots in southeastern Kentucky. Notice most in that 1/2 inch to an inch on into far northeast Tennessee as well. So we just got to get through this front before we can start seeing and feeling some improvements.
Thanks so much. Well, Mayor India Kincannon is making her pitch to Knoxville City Council this afternoon for a higher sales tax.
Her plan would add a 1/2 cent increase to help pay for other city projects. That would bring the city's sales tax to 2.75%. City data says that will bring in an extra $47 million each year. There will be some exclusions from the tax, including groceries, rent, utilities, gas, prescriptions, bus fare, and healthcare visits. Today's workshop will allow city leaders to talk over the proposal before voting to put the idea on the November ballot. It all starts at 4 o'clock. We will be speaking with Mayor India Kincannon coming up at 7 o'clock on the CW Knoxville to ask her some of these questions. And new speed cameras will be going in around Knoxville schools.
The goal is to get people to slow down, with Knoxville police saying speeding is a problem right now. KPD says this is going to spread their enforcement out, allowing officers to be in other areas. Blue Line Solutions uses a system called LiDAR, which uses laser lights to tell you how fast you're driving. The city and Blue Line are still working on which schools are going to get the cameras first, but don't worry about it. Taxpayers are not paying for this. Blue Line is installing it all for free. They'll then split the revenue from speeding tickets with the city. And the city of Oakidge is finding a new purpose for some unused federal land.
Officials say the city is getting more land that they plan to use for future development, specifically in the nuclear energy space. The city has received more than 300 acres of vacant land that's been transferred from the federal government. While it's not known how the city will use that land, officials are looking at everything from apartment complexes to international businesses. The city says there's an additional 20 to 30,000 more acres that are not ready to be developed just yet. The Trump administration is immediately appealing a federal court's decision blocking most of the president's sweeping tariffs.
That includes the so-called Liberation Day tariffs announced in April and taxes the president placed on China, Mexico, and Canada earlier this year. Well, this decision came down yesterday. The president implemented the tariffs without Congress by invoking the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. The plaintiffs in the case argued the administration interpreted the law too broadly, and the court agreed. The White House pushed back against this ruling, releasing a statement that read in part, quote, "It is not for unelected judges to decide how to properly address a national emergency."
Well, the Loudoun County Sheriff saying their stretch of I-75 is a problem, and it's been a problem for years.
Deputies tell us there have been more than 20 crashes on that stretch of road in the past month. The growth of the county is putting more drivers out on the roadways. 75 is a main corridor for travel north and southbound. The sheriff tells us impaired driving, distracted driving, and speeding has all led to crashes there. As for changes to help fix this problem, TDOT has a widening project slated for 2027, part of TDOT's 10-year plan for East Tennessee. It would cost a little more than $97 million. The agency says widening the interstate would reduce crashes and help with congestion.
We do have some good news from TWRA this morning. We had no boating-related deaths over Memorial Day weekend. However, one person was hurt in a tubing accident on Watts Bar Lake. The agency says there were also 2 different times where someone's property was damaged, and 5 arrests were made for boating under the influence. The TWRA says the cooler weather and rain did keep people from getting out on the water more than usual.
Well, this week, Knox County is bringing back its Sunset Cinema series.
It's the county's program that screens movies outdoors at parks all across the county. It'll be happening on various Fridays throughout this month, June and July. The series will kick off this Friday with a showing of Garfield the movie at Clayton Park. Inside Out 2, Wicked, Moana 2, and the Minecraft movie are also on the schedule for this summer. If you want to check it out, activities start at 7 o'clock this Friday, with the movie starting at dusk.
More than $1 billion is coming to several states to help fix roads and bridges damaged in storms like Helene. Tennessee is getting $227 million, and $178 million of that is going to Helene-specific projects. North and South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia are also getting some of that money.
6:55 now. Let's get a check of your first alert traffic. I-40 at Cedar Bluff right now. You can see we have several cars out there on the roads, east and westbound lanes still moving, not tracking any crashes right now. That is always a positive as you get ready to head out the door, going to work, not really following any slowdown. 640 at Western Avenue looks great. And then I-40 east of downtown, a few more cars in this area, still no major issues that you can expect to run into aside from some visibility issues.
And we're going to take a look at that visibility here in a moment, but I want to remind you that, well, we have visibility issues now from the scattered rain and storms late yesterday. That is also picking up the timing today a little faster, late morning through the afternoon into the evening. The front on Friday brings through the gusty storms, and then we can get back to spottier coverage and more sunshine ahead. Right now, I do have isolated rain in Sevier County, Cott County to the Greene County line, and there's that spot of rain, southern Scott, just south of Tazewell. Where it rains, it pours. More of you are running into that fog. You can see some bands of visibility issues throughout our area. Temperatures running warm because of the humidity that then supports, of course, the scattered storms to arrive midday and afternoon, limiting our warming to 74. I do think we'll be in the low 70s tomorrow as that front rolls through. And then we can work on enjoying sunshine and upper 70s this weekend to 80s next week.
All right, Heather, thank you so much. Well, join us over on the CW Knoxville. We are getting ready to sit down with Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon to talk about that proposed sales tax increase and so much more going on in the city.